What be tripping me out is people be thinking they can pick where the attention should come from or where it should come from. Yeah, that's what I said. They be thinking, okay, so you striving to hit the media. You want the blogs to post you. You want to be recognized for all your reasons. But then when you get recognized for the reasons that you don't want to be recognized for, you feel like you could tell people when to talk about you and when not to talk about you, or when to shed light on you or when not to shed light. You can't tell nobody what to say about you, especially if they do commentary and blogs and this is what they do on their daily plan and this is how they make revenue on social media. So Papoose got mad because I did this chart that describes your birth name, because I'm a strong believer that your birth name has a meaning. Everybody birth name completely describes who they are, their character or whatever. So I said his first name Shamel stands for shameless. And you can look that up. That's not something I conjured or made up, because I had this guy come to my page. He was like, oh, you making up anything just to get money. No, not actually, because reading is fundamental. If you want to look up somebody's name and get the definition, all you got to do is go to Google. Google search is so easy. So you type in Shamel. Shamel comes up as shameless. Shameless meaning you're not ashamed of anything that you do. You can do somebody wrong and you won't be ashamed. You won't be, you won't feel no type of way. And you will go on with your daily life as though it never happened. It just will brush and roll over your shoulder without an apology, without taking accountability. That is what Shamel is. That's what his first, and then his not his middle name, but his last name is Mackey. Mackey is defined as a Mac Daddy, a MC, and we all know a MC is a rapper, and obviously that's what Papoose does. He raps, so that describes who he is. He's not one of the best rappers. I mean, even though he knows how to wordplay and use metaphors, but he didn't make it as far as like a Jay-Z, a 50 Cent, a Biggie Smalls. He didn't get that far in a career. I can't even say he started a career, because he's always been Remy Ma's shadow. He's been Remy Ma's husband, but he's always been off in the crevices. We don't have no club bangers with no Papoose. We can't go to the club and say, oh, that's that Papoose. That'll be a lie. That'll be fictitious. So anyway, so Mackie stands for MC, and it also stands for Mac Daddy. He knows how to be persuasive when it comes to these successful women. When he needs somebody to take care of him, when he needs somebody to coddle him, when he needs somebody to pay revenue because he's not pulling in the same amount of revenue as these ladies that he date. He always date beyond his mean, because he's looking for a mother to come in and take care of him. What mothers do, mothers provide for their children. They take care of their children. They feed their children. And that's what Papoose looks in for a woman. When he gets with a woman, he looks for somebody that's going to do these things for him. Okay, so that's Mackie. Mackie, Mac Daddy. Listen, they say, well, he's a broke pimp. Listen, my thing is, a pimp is the pimp whoever he's messing with, dealing with, whether it's his bottom bitch, his main bitch, whatever the case may be. That's just what it is. We already heard Remy say he done pawned her jewelry, and she don't have her jewelry, and she know the last person that was around her jewelry was Papoose, so he pawned it to get some money because he had a gambling habit. Okay, so he dates older women to provide for his bad needs. He has horrible needs. So also Papoose, we also know Papoose, the definition of Papoose means baby or baby carrier. And 9 out of 10, the women he get with carry his weight. So that describes him perfectly well. So he gets into his stories, and he writes in his stories telling me something, oh, if you didn't raise your hand in school, don't be trying to if you didn't speak out and raise your hand in school, don't be getting on the internet doing it. So I already know that was for me, because I had me dressed up as a teacher, standing at the chalkboard with a stick, and I was defining his first name, his last name, and his nickname. And that ain't even his first name. I forgot what his first name is. He got this old goofy ass first name that he doesn't want to acknowledge. He acknowledged Shamel. I think Shamel is originally his middle name, but he changed it and made it his first name. But he got old goofy ass first name. But anyway, make a long story short, him and his side chick are so sensitive. Anytime somebody say something on social media about them, they get tight. But you cannot pick who you want to talk about you. You cannot pick the people to discuss you when you all over the internet doing the most seeking attention. You're an attention seeker. You an attention seeker. And this is the most attention Papoose that you ever got. Nobody ever said, well, let me talk about Papoose today until you got with Claressa Shields. It's not about you. It's all about Claressa. It's all about the spotlight being on Claressa, her goofy antics, her boxing, her over being braggadocious about her fighting skills, and the numbers are not adding up. So anytime somebody mention you, it's because of Remy or either Claressa. Not because of Papoose, like you some phenomenal dude out here, or you got something spectacular going on out here in the world. You don't got shit going on. Papoose, you ain't got shit going on. We only hear about what you got going on. There's no proof in the pudding. We don't actually see you execute nothing. We don't see you do nothing. It's only what's fed to us. We end up repeating what we hear because it's fed to us and people tell us. But what you got going on, Papoose? Besides allegedly being in some type of position at Win Records. Besides being at some type of allegedly position at TuneCore. I mean, what is it that made us say, well, damn, Papoose, they got nothing. Nothing. When we talk about 50 Cent, we could talk about his movies that he put out, all the Power books. We could talk about For Life, the movie he put out For Life, the movies that he played in. We could talk about him, leaving New York, blowing up with the aftermath with Eminem and Dr. Dre. We could talk about his vitamin water that he sold and capitalized $4.2 billion. Like, what is it that we could say about you, Papoose, that think you can get in the running with 50 Cent, that you sat down and did this whole interview on Vlad TV talking about 50 Cent trying to drag him through the mill, saying he's a hater? Like, what do you have for this man to hate on? Tell me, what do you have for him to sit down at his busy schedule when he got this lineup, he building this big old Hollywood in Shreveport, getting ready to start filming and hiring new faces in film and behind the scenes? What is it that 50 Cent is going to take the time out to be bothered about your ass about? Like, could you explain it to us? Because basically you telling, don't raise your hand if you ain't raise your hand in school, bitch. You need to read a goddamn book. Because evidently your time is being invested in people that have made it. That have successfully made it. And have a track record of things what they are knowledgeable for. The only thing we know you for is being Remy Ma's shadow. And now being Claressa Shields' shadow. That's what it is. And the only time people talk about you is because you deal with powerhouse women. Not because you're a powerhouse, because the women that you seem to get with, that you try to capitalize off of and build your brand off of and think they supposed to dim they light to make you great. Because that's what you do. You get with these popular women to get in their arena so you can thrive and make yourself seem bigger than what you are. But you're not. You are beneath Remy, you are beneath Claressa Shields, and you're best to carry their tray or their purse. Your job should be a purse carrier and be real quiet. Just hush. Don't say a word. Just carry their purse and be quiet. Stop trying to act like you was this famous rapper. I sat there and watched that interview with Vlad TV, and you was like, oh, when I was on TV and when I had a hot song out. What song? What hot song? What hot song? I can sit around and I can talk about 50 Cent songs, Wankster, P.I.M.P. Like, what song you got that I'm going to sit here and say, oh, that shit was hot in the club? Like, Papoose, you are delusional just like Claressa Shields. Both of you guys are delusional as F-U-C-K. Y'all are in this la-la world where y'all think that y'all life is bigger than life. No, bigger than life is not being a social media brand that social media talks about you and uplift you. Where's the endorsements? Who backing you? What do you own, first of all? You keep talking about this Win Records that's owned by the girl, what's her name? Khadijah Daddy. That's his shit. Win Records this, Win Records that, and you listen, you're not the CEO, you're not the president, you're not the founder. Like, what is it that you own, Papoose? What is it that Claressa Shields own? Like, y'all be doing the most on the internet, but y'all don't want people to talk about y'all. Y'all don't want people to discuss y'all. Y'all don't want people to share a lot of them. But sorry to bust y'all bubble. When you are trying to be seen, you cannot tell who should be able to discuss your life. People are going to discuss your life because you and her are a bunch of nobodies. Listen, she has skills. She's known for boxing, but she's still a nobody. She's a nobody because she thrives off of parading around with a married man. That's a nobody in my book. Somebody that could get their own man, their own husband, have their own kids, buy their own house, buy their own car, and do their own thing without having to wave right off of somebody else that's popular back is somebody. I don't put y'all in the somebody category. Y'all far from it. It's so far-fetched from being a somebody. And then y'all get mad when people say something about y'all. Y'all out here arguing with bitches that ain't even made it in the game. Y'all out here getting in people DMs. Y'all out here making fake pages, trolling people. And I don't think Clarissa the only one doing that. You doing that too, Papoose. Listen, you so quiet, you scared a skeleton bone gonna fall out your mouth. You are a sneaky individual, and I believe you be trolling just like she be trolling. Birds of a feather flock together, bitch. If you sticking your DICK up in her, you doing the same things you doing, because she do weirdo activity, and guess what? If you with her, you do weirdo activity too. It's just that when you was with Remy and you was with a upper echelon type of woman, we didn't see that. We didn't describe you like that. We didn't see you like that. We didn't see you. We didn't see you. See, we got people report me, but you can't report a page that's truthful. You can't report a page that's not slandering. You can't report a page that's not bullying or antagonizing people. You cannot report a page when I'm out here speaking facts. See what it is? Y'all be mad when people come in my page and they be tuning in and they be watching. And these people be watching because I'll be out here spitting facts. And every time I speak facts about individuals, y'all come over here, y'all harass me. Y'all antagonize me. Y'all lie on me to TikTok. Y'all be around here pushing buttons that does not interact with the message that I'm delivering on my platform. Y'all be doing the most. Y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that. And then not only that, they give you a heads up and let me know that I got people coming in trying to attack me. It's not a good look, because that's what y'all aiming for. Y'all aim and attack me. So when I defined his name, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go online and know that everybody's name has meaning, and his name has a meaning. Shamel, if you look up the word Shamel, the name Shamel stands for shameless. That means you have no shame in the things that you do, especially if you have malicious intent against somebody. You will walk off with a grain of salt and let it roll off your shoulder, and you don't care about who you hurt and who you harm. And when I mention his last name, Mackie stands for Mac Daddy or MC or just Mac. You have the gift of gabs. You know how to overwhelm women to get them to appease you. You make these women fall in love with your character because they think you are a mild-mannered, sweet man, but really you are an opportunist that is aiming to gain off of people's success. And you think that you can piggyback right off of the women that you get with so you can gain success, and it has not worked for you yet. You've been with Remy Ma umpteen years, and you still have not reached the goalpost that you were aiming to reach. You have not reached the goalpost, and now you think you got a second chance by getting with Clarissa Shields to hit another second goalpost, and you're not going to hit the second goalpost. This is the most anybody ever talked about you, Papoose, in your entire life. In the whole entirety of you breathing air or breathing in this world, this is the most anybody ever mention you. And when they mention you, there's always an attachment. It's never alone, because you don't have anything out here that is an accolade that we can brag on and boast on. We only talk about things that is hearsay. You being an exec at Win Records, you being an exec at Win TuneCore. These are hearsay. These are not things that people talk on a daily because it's no interest. There's nothing interesting about that. Only thing people find interesting is the people that you are connected to. And this is the only reason why you get a little bit of spotlight, because of the people that are a brand that you end up intervening and exceeding and making an attachment to, that makes you a conversation piece. You can't get mad because your name defines you. Papoose, the definition of papoose means baby and baby carrier. That means you are a weight that these women are carrying. You have these grown women carrying you around like you they son. You got these women out here sonning you, sir. And then when you need money for your gambling habit, you around here pawning people's stuff. You pawning people's stuff. And that's just what it is. And you can't get mad when y'all give people something to talk about. Y'all want to be so seen so bad on the internet. Y'all give people material and content to discuss you and shed light on the buffoonery that y'all got going on. We did not know you was this type of man, Papoose. We thought you was a stand-up guy. We thought you was mild-mannered, and we thought you was quiet. No. That's not you. That doesn't define you at all. You're not that caliber of man. The more and more you talk, we be like, damn, we didn't know he was like that. Damn. That whole Vlad interview was an embarrassment. Don't you do no more interviews. Because the more you talk, you leave everybody baffled. Like, how could you dare compare yourself to 50 Cent? 50 Cent got movies out here, all these power books, movie for life. Got this new Hollywood he building in Shreveport. Sold vitamin water for $4.2 billion. Blew up with the aftermath, Eminem and Dr. Dre in California when he was being blackballed in New York. This man has so much going on that we could just talk about him alone. His first album and how many millions it sold. We could talk about it. You have never done that, Papoose. So for you to say 50 Cent is a hater and he be hating on you, for what? What is it that you got? What do you have? Sir, I'll wait on it. What do you have that 50 Cent would be jealous of you of? What do you have that 50 Cent would be hating on you for? You got to make it make sense, because I don't understand. I'm not comprehending your tactics. The tactics that you're using on these interviews. And why is people interviewing you anyway? I'm going to tell you why they interview you. Because they want to hear about Remy and they want to hear about Clarissa. They don't want to hear about Papoose. Because Papoose ain't got nothing going on. They want to hear about Remy and they want to hear about Clarissa. They do not want to hear about you, sir. You are a purse carrier. You are a shadow. You are a leech. You are a wave rider. They do not want to interview you. They want to hear what's going on with, what's your status with Clarissa? What's your status with Remy Ma? When is the divorce going through? Who submitted the divorce documents? These are the things that you're going to get, sir. Not when you got a new album coming out. No motherfuckers, when you sit on your platform, nobody asks you when you got an album coming out. Because the first album never rock it off. You don't have nothing beating out in the clubs. Like, I've never been to a club and they say, let's spin this Papoose. Like, I've never been to a club where they spent your music. But I've been in many clubs where they spent 50 Cent music on a regular. I don't know what you heard about me, but you can't get $1 out of me. Like, listen, what is you talking about? Like, I don't even know a Papoose song. Like, I can't even think of a I just know you from freestyling in your car and using metaphors. And the closest thing I could remember that you had was this Alphabet song. But it wasn't a club banger and they ain't play it in Miami in no club. And I used to beat the clubs down on a regular and they never spent you. And then the more and more I talk to people on social media, they say they ain't never spent you in their city or state either. So why is you talking? Papoose, why are you talking? Why are you even speaking? We always knew you as the quiet guy that was with Remy. You doing a lot of talking lately. And I don't know what for. Because there's nothing interesting about you. Only the people that you attach yourself to. The people that you attach yourself to are the interesting people. And then not only that, you think you such this big celebrity guy, you don't want to speak out when people say something to you, so you write it in your stories like you a celebrity. No, you a Z-lister. You're not an A-list celebrity. You are a Z-list celebrity. Z for zoo. Zoo for animals. Animals in cages where they need to stay. This is what your caliber of criteria is. Like, you be doing the most on the internet, and when you do the most on the internet, it's like you trying to make people believe that you're so in love with Clarissa, and everybody knows that you're using her. Everybody knows that you are using her to stay relevant, because without Remy Ma, you would have faded away. You would have disappeared in the distance. You would have disappeared. You found another big topic to attach yourself to. The woman that had been sleeping with Remy Ma's husband. That is the headline. This is why y'all getting so much play. Because Clarissa is the woman that slept with your wife, husband, which is you. This is why everything is about y'all. We're really about Clarissa. Really. The woman that slept with a married man. The woman that slept with Remy, my husband. The woman that's talking to Remy, my husband. The woman that's parading around with Remy, my husband. This is why the energy is so up for your side piece. And you got the audacity to get mad when people talk about y'all. Y'all do goofy shit. And when you do goofy shit, people supposed to talk about it. Because even goofy stuff is interesting. Even goofy stuff is content. So you're going to get people to talk about you all day, every day. People want to know, why did you leave Remy for something that looked dusty? Why did you leave clean for dusty? That's all people want to know. Why did you leave clean for dusty? Because that's what it gives. I can't make that up. That's what it gives. That's what it gives. Y'all be so tight when certain people talk about y'all, but y'all want people to talk about y'all, but y'all don't want people that's going to shed the truth on y'all shenanigans and y'all behavior out here. Y'all don't want nobody to shed truth on y'all. Like y'all ain't even been dressing like how y'all was when y'all was popping tags and toting bags with the LV and shaking arms that with the wrist that's icy. Y'all ain't been doing that. And now Clarissa is uploading AI pics of her with her big goat chain because everybody said you pawned her goat chain. So now she got to use an AI pic to upload because she don't have the real goat chain. She don't have the real goat chain. So she done did this AI pic with the goat chain, smiling hard to let y'all know she got her goat chain. No, that's AI. That's AI. You still don't have your chain because he lost it. Because he has a gambling habit. And he got you going to the casino gambling. And you wasn't drinking. Because you was so busy working out and preparing for your next fight. Whenever they could line one up, and now you drinking. That makes you a follower. You're not a leader. You don't know how to lead by example. You're a follower. You're a follower. Because you just was the same person that would go live and say, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and now you drinking. All of a sudden. Always drinking. People name defines them. People names have meaning. If you ever want to look up somebody's name and do your research, go to Google and say, what does this name mean? Because Papoose name, Shamel, show stands for shameless. Not embarrassed. Don't get embarrassed when he does something that may affect someone in the wrong way. He is not ashamed. He is not ashamed to use women to take care of him. He is not ashamed. That is what Shamel stands for. That's what it means. A person that is shameless. That's what that means. Mackie, Mac Daddy, Mac, MC. That defines Papoose. Papoose, baby, baby carrier. What a baby, a baby cannot provide for themselves. A baby cannot fend for themselves. And for your nickname to choose as a rap name is a baby that can't take care of themselves, defend themselves. a baby carrier, which women harness to their body to carry a baby in. So you mean to tell me you want to be dead weight on a woman and have her carrying around like she's sunning you? That's what papoose means. That is the definition of your name, your birth name, and your nickname in its entirety. What is going on? What is going on, you guys? Hey, everybody tuning in. We over here chopping it up because Papoose took it amongst himself to put in his story. If you was in school and you never raised your hand, don't do it now. Or you ain't never raised your hand and say something, don't do it. He only did that because I did a video with me dressed as a teacher at a chalkboard. And I was given a definition of his first, his last, and his nickname. So he called himself be using metaphors by writing that in his story. But I already know you was talking about me because I'm the only one that uploaded something recently in a classroom with a chalkboard stick pointing out the definition of your name. The definition and the meaning of your name. So you just was a little tight. And it's okay to be tight, but at the end of the day, you being tight is not going to stop somebody from discussing you. Especially if you're going viral for all the wrong reasons. You're going to continuously be a part of a big genre of people that does commentaries, that blog, that do topics on A-listers, Z-list celebrities, people that's online doing goofy stuff. They're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about cornballs. They're going to talk about goofy antics. They're going to talk about all that. Because everybody finds people that's doing successful things interesting, as well as people that are just taking up space, just doing stupid stuff. They're going to shed the light on them. Because that's T2. That's content. Like, what is it? Anybody in the comment, tell me what is it that Papoose does for a living that makes him a A-list celebrity and not a Z-list? By the comments, everybody tell me, what is it that Papoose does? I'm going to just give people the time out to write in here. Because we know we got some people that rock with Papoose and Clarissa, and we got some people that dare to not rock with them because they are diehards for Remy, or they just not diehards for nobody, and they just don't rock with them because they do too much. But in the comments, I want y'all to write, what is it that he does? Nothing. Okay, I likes that. Clock that T. Nothing. Somebody else said nothing. What is it that he do that's significant enough for us to be feeling some type of hateration? Because he say he love to say people have hateration. So what is it that he does that people will feel ill about? Like, what is it? He does nothing. Okay. Because we heard the TuneCore story. That wasn't anything popular to know because there's a bunch of DJs out here that nobody really talks about. Then they said him getting an executive position at Win Records. That's not a success. That's not, you don't own Win Records. Should they what's the girl name? Shadeja. Her daddy owned Win Records. That's his accomplishment. What do you have, sir? Then you went on Vlad TV telling me something. Clarissa owned property and I own property, but nobody talks about that. And then that could be just hearsay. You could be just telling us you own property and don't own property. Like what? Like the news ain't saying you own property. You being braggadocious about your own. And we fail to know if that's true or not. We don't know if that's true or not. And then not only that, when we look into the courts and we look for you being divorced, this is what we looking for. Why is it taking so long for this divorce? What is it that you have that Remy will have to fight you for to get? Or is it the other way around, you trying to take from Remy? You trying to capitalize off of her? Because I'm trying to figure out what's taking so long. Or are you still following through with those papers you submitted? Or did you snatch them papers back? Did you do a reversible thing? Did you reverse submitting your form and wanting a divorce? Because you did this in May. So you did this in May of last year. It's been a year, my boy. It's been a year, my boy. It's been a year. It's been a year. And Candy got her divorce, and she was going through it with Todd the same amount of time you was going through it with Remy. Like, what's going on? I really don't believe he wanted a divorce, and I really believe that, okay, he did some interview or wrote something somewhere where he said he don't want it to affect his daughter. You think not parading around with this side chick is not affecting your daughter? Your daughter is not reading documents and papers to know whether or not y'all got a divorce to affect her. Now, you still daddy and Remy still mommy. That's just an excuse. So you worried about her knowing that y'all divorced, but you ain't worried about your daughter knowing that you sleeping around with a woman and you still married to her mama? Read a book, read a book, read a goddamn book. Please make it make sense. You don't want your daughter to be affected about y'all being divorced, but you don't care about her being affected by you being upstairs in another woman's house and not with her mommy. That is just too much. That is just, listen, that is entirely too much. And I'm so glad that he's talking, because we get to see what type of caliber of man that Remy was defending and protecting. Because if it wasn't for Remy protecting you and saying that you was a stand-up guy and showing us a side that we were misled to believe, we were misled to believe you was a stand-up guy, and obviously you not. You not. And you not too bright either. Because listening to that interview with Vlad TV, it gave me you was all over the place and you really didn't have an interview about yourself. Your interview was basically talking about others. That's what your interview was. You really didn't have anything to shed light on who you are and what you bring to the table, and none of that. None of that. You have nothing to say. So you getting in your stories telling son, oh, you ain't raised your hand in school, so do the same thing on the internet because you saw me dressed up as a teacher and I was breaking down what your name mean. Well, if anybody feels like whatever I uploaded online is fictitious, listen, Google ain't nothing but a fingertip away. You could type Google and find the definition of his name, and it's going to give you exactly what I said. Shamel stands for shameless. A person that is not embarrassed. They could do somebody wrong and it'll brush over their shoulder like a grain of salt, and they don't care. Shamel is the definition. Shameless is the definition for Shamel. Mackie for Mac. Mac Daddy. MC. We all know he's a rapper. So MC makes sense. Mac Daddy. Getting with women that have high accolades and also are popular that you have to wave right off of lets us know that you have the gift of gabs, and the gift of gabs mean Mac. So you macked on these women and you overwhelmed them with your gift of gabs. This is where the Mackie comes into play. And papoose. Papoose stands for baby or baby carrier. That means these women were carrying you around and they had you on their back, because a papoose is a harness that you put a baby in and women use to carry. So women were carrying you. You chose a rap name that defines that a woman carries your weight. And you want to allege that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not hard to go online and do research. Reading is fundamental, and that is something I love doing. And you just upset because when I described your name and defined it, it's the truth. It's nothing I made up. I had this one dude get in the comments tell me something. Oh, you just making up stuff to make money. No. If you got time, just go to Google. Type those names in. It's going to give you what you need to know. Everybody name has meaning. Everybody name somehow, some way will define who you are. It ain't hard to go online and look that up and see, damn, it's funny, but it's true. That goddamn Geisha's so funny, but she ain't lying. She telling the truth. Them names do mean that. And they be so tight. They be so tight. They be so tight. Because I ain't no dummy out here. They want me to be a dummy out here. And I can't be no dummy out here because the proof is in the pudding. Go read. Go read. It's going to tell you. It's going to tell you. Go read it. That's why you all in your stories talking about school and teacher, because I'm dressed up like a school teacher standing at the chalkboard defining your name and breaking down your character and shedding a light on you, and that's why you so bothered. You know Clarissa say my name 1,000,001 times. You don't want to say my name like you a celebrity for real. You a Z-lister. I don't want you to say my name no way. I won't get no points. Because you on the list of the Z people that want and inspire to be popular and known. And you only have popularity because you was married to Remy Ma and currently dating the boxer. This is the only reason why people still see that you exist. If Remy would have dumped you and Clarissa wouldn't have been there to catch you like she was an umpire playing at a baseball game, you would have faded off into the wilderness. You would have disappeared. You wouldn't have been a topic. You wouldn't have been attached to nobody's livelihood. You would have just faded away because nothing about you says anything dynamic to cover on. Nothing. Nothing. And that's why I'm doing this live, because I want you to know that there's nothing about you that says phenomenal, that says worth making a big topic about, that says success. Because basically, let's tell the truth. When we look at you in your rap career, all we could think of is failure. That's it. Somebody that is using people to resuscitate, to revive, to put life into something that was dead long time ago. Your rapping was deceased long time ago. And I just got to keep it R-E-A-L. I just got to keep it R-E-A-L. Besides you looking like the Black Wolverine and behind the scenes upstairs all the time, while your side chick is just like a loose cannon out here going live and always smacking on food in a plate in front of her, talking about God knows what. Things that we don't even care about. We got to watch her be delusional about weave in her hair, talking about it's real, it's hers. We got to sit and listen to her delusional accolades about her being a 9-time weight division carrier, fighting in several different classes, only got 2 gold medals from the Olympics. Like, we got to hear this over and over again to where it makes you nauseous. Nauseous, like you taking a long road trip in the car and you just can't wait till the car stops so you can get out. This is what we got to deal with. Then y'all went over there to Aruba, got everybody thinking that y'all on a vacation, and she done pulled you away because she don't want you celebrating with Remy for her birthday, and to find out y'all on a field trip with Win Records, and Win Records is in Aruba too. Y'all ain't even in Aruba alone off of y'all check. Y'all in Aruba with Win Records off of Win Records check. With the international star Khadijah that you always have around you, seemingly that everybody think that you done knocked that down too, but we just don't have no facts on it. We just have little lyrics where she say, I want to be the Remy for my man Papoose. And I don't know no rapper that's going to say she going to want you as her man and mention the wife in the lyrics. Unless there has been some type of allegedly. Unless there was some type of allegedly. Because I'm telling you, on that trip, y'all was given BROKE. Those braids looked dry. They looked like they need to be watered down, or they look like they need to be plucked out of her head because it looked like the weed in the grass that you try to pull out so it don't destroy the liveliness and the greenness of the grass. Nobody goes to a vacation unprepared. People normally get their hair done. They go shopping. They pack things up so they can look good when they take pictures. They don't go over there with the used outfits that they already had in the closet that they already wore online and people already saw. They don't do that. They don't go overseas to get somebody to do their makeup and look like somebody used color chalk to draw on their face. Like they don't walk down the Walgreens aisle through the school supply aisle and was jumped by all the school material on the rack, Sharpie markers and erasers and pens and pencils, just jumped off the counter and attacked them. No. That's how I know that money is running on E and she need another fight so they can revive the image that they was portraying on the internet. Because lately y'all ain't been looking like y'all been popping no tags and toting bags. Y'all don't look like it. Y'all don't look like it. And that woke chain you pulling on your neck saying that, oh, Papoose ain't pawn. I think that picture is AI. I think that picture is AI. I think that picture is AI. I think that woke chain is AI. I think that picture you took because you're trying to prove a point that he didn't pawn it. I still believe he pawned it. I believe you uploaded an AI pic. That's what I believe. I believe you uploaded an AI pic to debunk people saying that this man is pawning your jewelry like he did Remy Ma. When Remy Ma tried to give you the heads up and let you know that this man is a user, a manipulator. And he will ride you and he will pawn your jewelry. And you didn't take heed of that because you thought she was just in her feelings and feeling tight until you start noticing things in your house coming up missing because he has a gambling habit and he needs to provide for his gambling habit, thinking that he gonna hit big so he can go back and get those things that he pawned of yours and give it back to you, and you won't even know it was gone. But you notice it was gone. And you still defending him, trying to cover up his addictive habits. And one of the biggest addictions is not somebody on crack. A drug addict is not a big addiction. The biggest addiction in the world is gambling. Being attached to somebody that gamble will have you broke. Will have you not popping tags anymore online. Will not have you toting bags online. Will not have you talking mad shit online anymore. Because being attached to someone with the number one addiction in the world, and is gambling, will calm you down, will humble you, where you're not doing as much as you started off doing because you notice that your money is declining. I ain't saying it's all gone. I'm just saying, when it was sitting here, you notice it's getting here. With no fight lined up to boost it back up. Allegedly, you might have a fight in August, but we are not too sure about that. We're uncertain. It's supposed to be with this chick. Y'all might be fighting. Some chick you're supposed to be fighting. I think she Hispanic or something. But when Remy tried to warn you, when she tried to warn you that this man will take your stuff without asking, by popular demand, and go down there to that casino and gamble your stuff away in hopes thinking that he gonna triple that, double that, or make it back and put your stuff back like you'll never miss it, you ain't pay attention. You ain't want to take heed to that. You didn't want to take heed to the information that was being given to you because you thought you knew him better. Because you like to scream, my man, my man, my man, my man, my man, my man, and he is somebody's husband. He is not somebody's man. He is not your man. He is somebody's husband. Like, I don't even understand this new generation, the ones that want to be on the forefront with somebody's husband. Like, at least let somebody close the door, close the chapter in their life before you go to parading around with them. Because what it looks like is, it looks like when they was on good terms, you still was sliding with this person when they was on good terms. So it makes you look like a homewrecker. Instead of being with somebody that is going through a situation, a complicated situation, especially when you're on interviews saying you've been dealing with this man since 2020. 2020 is 6 years. 6 years you say you was messing with him. And then mind you, Remy Ma was outed by the blogs in 2023. That means you was messing with Papoose 3 years before we even heard of Easy to Block. Before we even saw those little footages at those little battle rap venues. And he said, who you love, Remy? And Remy said, I love you. That was 3 years after. Because in 2020, you gave him a ticket in his DM to come to your fight. You ain't give a his and hers ticket. You ain't give a ticket for Papoose and his wife. Never once did you sit on that interview with Tamron Hall and Sherri Shepherd and say you went in his DM and said, here's a ticket for you and your wife. Here's a ticket for you and your guest. You just gave him a ticket. That means you was hitting on a married man, pursuing a married man, when there was no friction in his marriage. That's what I'm getting right here. That's what I'm getting. And at the end of the day, I don't think Papoose would have ever detoured over there to Clarissa if Remy wouldn't have said she was completely done with him. And he needed Clarissa to stay relevant. Because without Remy and without Clarissa, Papoose would not be relevant today. He would have disappeared. He would have disappeared like the Arnolds off of Different Strokes, the Websters off of the Websters, the what is it? The Punky Brewsters off of the Punky Brewsters. The Winslows off of Family Matters. He would have faded away. He would have been old news. But because he attached to himself to somebody that's relevant and young. Key. Clock the key. Clock the T. This is a key message. Because this overgrown man attached himself to a youthful woman that has relevance today, that's the only reason why people are talking about him. That's it. This is her genre of people that tune in. This is her era of people that tune in. And you attach yourself to her so you can be equally as relevant. Again, what does Papoose do that we could sit around and just talk about? What is it that he has going on? What did he give to the culture? What is it about him that is so spectacular that he could stand 10 toes down on his own without these popular women that we can actually talk about? Nothing. He has nothing to talk about. There's nothing he has done of relevance that we can talk about. He is a Z-list celebrity. Nothing. I can't say, oh, when I used to go to the club, they used to be banging that Papoose. I can't say that. They ain't play no damn Papoose when I was in the clubs, when I used to go in Miami. So I can't say, oh, when I was in the club, they was playing that. I can't. What is it? Because he ain't got no club bangers. He ain't got nothing. Nothing. And I'm trying to figure out, how did this nothing ass Nigga insert himself in such successful women's lives? It goes back to the definition of his last name, Mackey. Mackey, short for Mac. Mac Daddy. He has the gift of gabs. He overwhelmed women with his talk game and his mannerism until they find out the real him, that he has issues and addictions to gambling, and he steal items and pawn it to be able to sponsor his habits. That's all he good for. Being quiet and sneaky. And having sticky fingers and touching stuff that don't belong to him. And taking it to the pawn shop. That's it. Mackey stands for Mac. Mac Daddy. And also stands for MC, which we already know he's a Z-list rapper with metaphors and raps in his car and doesn't do big venues. And he was attached to TuneCore and had some type of position there. A behind the scene brother with hopes and dreams of being the next Jay-Z, the next 50 Cent, the next Tupac, the next Biggie, and it never happened. A failure at his best. So what he does is get with popular people so he can resuscitate this career that never took off. And still ain't gonna take off. Until he stopped doing those sleepy songs that sound like bedtime stories about to put a bitch to sleep. And we just gotta keep it real. He was a waste of Remy Ma's time. He was in the way. Because see, I could tell Remy just did not want to outshine him and make him feel bad because his career didn't go anywhere. So she would dumb down her work ethics. But now he's out her life. Remy is dropping them bangers back to back. She should have been dropped that 0. And later on pursue the hero or let a hero pursue her. But baby, she dropping them left and right. You say you ghostwrited 90% of her music. I can't tell. I can't tell. Because you ain't with her now. Y'all ain't on good terms. And this girl putting out these bars back to back. And she ain't done yet. And I feel like now she could get more into her craft because you are not inserted in her life. And now she can focus on what's important. Her network, her music, these movies that she's acting in on Lifetime. She can focus on her without having to hold your hand and having to carry a papoose on her. A harness. An overgrown man treating him like a baby, holding his hand. She ain't got to do that no more. You gave her closure. You gave her peace. You gave her the opportunity to do what she's been doing. Long as she got rid of you, you wasn't in the way anymore. You gave us the real Remy Ma back when you exit stage left. So go on and sign them divorce papers and get it over with. Hurry up and sign them divorce papers and get it over. You keep saying you signed them, but I believe you retracted and pulled it back because getting a divorce don't take this long. It don't take this long. It just don't take this long to get a divorce. You filled them papers out in May or April. Last year. We in June. What's going on with that? The Burrows already got their divorce. Candy Burrows already got her divorce with Todd. What's up? What's the hold up? You ain't got nothing that Remy could take from you. So what are they debating on? What are they contemplating on? They ain't contemplating on shit because it's something you not doing. You hanging around Clarissa, but it's something you didn't do with them divorce papers to fall through. You did something. You did something, my boy. You did something. Because that divorce would have already went through. It just don't make no sense. And then y'all got online when you Google, is Remy and Papoose divorced? Y'all got Google saying, yeah, they divorced. No. You don't ask, are they divorced? You type in, are there documents proving that Remy Ma and Papoose are divorced? Or you put in, you just got to word it differently. And it'll tell you, yes, you're telling the truth. They are not officially divorced, but papers have been submitted, but the judges have not signed off on it yet. Why hasn't the judge signed off on the divorce? Why? Because somewhere down the line, somebody done pulled them papers back. Somebody done pulled them papers back. Somebody done pulled them papers back so the judge don't sign off on it. That's the only thing I could think of. That the paperwork was retract, taken back, pulled back. That too, refusing to sign plays a big role. Even if you put in for the divorce, signing. And I read somewhere where Remy's attorneys were waiting on him and his attorneys, but somewhere it said that Papoose attorneys, he couldn't get one, or something in that aspect where he didn't have one, or something dealing with his team wasn't in play. And for somebody that's bragging and ramping and raving about you was the first to submit the divorce papers and not follow through with signing for it or getting an attorney to get out of the situation, It's screaming broke. Screaming broke. You can't get no attorney. That's what it's screaming to me. It's just screaming broke. It just don't make no sense. Like, for me, per se, when I sit around and I watch Papoose reveal the true him, because, we used to watch him with Remy Ma all the time. We just thought he was just making sure he had a bag. He was good. But we didn't know the real story behind what they was going through and how bad their relationship was. To now watch him with this girl here. Clarissa's not all there. And they say whoever you're with, they should be the replica of you. If you date somebody, if you with somebody, or you involved with somebody, they said 9 out of the 10, the person that you deal with should be a replica of you. So if your significant other is continuously getting caught in lies, have goofy antics, is always pretty much an embarrassment online, and you're still with that, it's either two things. You're using her, or you just as foolish as her too. It's only the two. You're using her, or you just as foolish. That's the only thing I could get out of it. That's the only thing. I don't think that the Golden Child has ever been around Clarissa, but I do know for a fact that his oldest daughter was hanging and kicking it with Clarissa, because it's alleged that she had some type of ill feelings towards Remy, and she was really cool with Remy at one time, but apparently this was some type of slight friction. But that's just what the people are saying out in the universe. There's no fact behind that. But yeah, I did notice she was hanging around the oldest daughter, but I don't think she gets to hang around the Golden Child. Because I believe if she ever has the opportunity of being around the Golden Child, she'll probably try to hold her, sit that girl in her lap, try to do the most to try to work Remy. I truly believe she's not mature enough to be around Remy's daughter. And I believe she would use the internet to make the internet see that Papoose love her so much she's interacting with the Golden Child. I wouldn't trust her around the Golden Child, because she thinks malicious. After they released those screenshots of her saying that we gonna lie on Legacia Dean, which is me. We gonna lie on her and say her daughter hate her. She don't do right by her grandbaby. And we gonna say she does DRUG COKE. We gonna say she do COK. Once she said we just gonna keep lying in that screenshot, let me know that this is not her first rodeo. That she has done this to other people. That's all that confirmed to me. For somebody you never met, you mad that I do counter-terrors on you, that I say that 3 knockouts doesn't define heavyweight champion of the world. For you to say let's lie on her and make up lies, to say that you was willing to slander me with fictitious stories, lets me know this is not your first rodeo. You do this often. When you feel defeated, you try to tarnish people's reputation. That's what you gave me when I got those screenshots. When I got the screenshots, that's what it gave me. It gave me that you like to tarnish people's reputation, because you feel like if you tarnish their reputation, people won't think they're valid, what they say don't hold weight, and they'll eventually disappear. But my girl, you have to get in line with the rest of these people that tried that stunt. I got too many big names out here that done stood in line and tried to come for me and made up fictitious lies and did live. Tia Kemp is one of them. She did it. She went ham, making up lies about me. And because she has a fan base that rock with her, they were actually tuned into it. They believed that I live with my father. They believed I live with my mama. They was believing all the lies she was putting out in the universe. They was absorbing that because she had built the platform. So when Clarissa said she was going to lie on me, said it, this is not the first time someone used their platform and their notoriety to lie on me. Trick Daddy did the same thing too. This is not the first time, sweetheart. It won't be the first and it won't be the last, because people get uptight when I tell their truths. When I get on social media and I'm always blatantly truthful, and I'm always doing my research and I pull up receipts. Because I noticed Tia got quiet when I started talking to her sister, when her sister reached out to me in my DM and started holding conversations with me on the phone. And the girl that lived with the sister called Tia and said, you know, she be on the phone with that girl Geisha, giving me all the tea. Telling me how, you know, you fought moms and they had to call 911 and Baker Act situations took place. She was giving me all the tea. And then the sister later on said, because she felt bad, the sister started feeling bad and said, don't repeat this. I said, girl, what you thought, we was friends? This is what I said to her sister. What you thought, we was friends? You thought I wasn't going to take the information that you gave me to drag her after she lied about me all over the internet? Are you insane? The purpose of you reaching out to me, what you thought, we was going to be kumbaya and I would never say anything that you shared to me about your blood sister? No. Girl, I'm only being down because I want the tea. I'm only talking to you on the phone every night because I want the tea. You, her blood sister, came through the same vagina she did. I want the tea from you because you know what I need to know. So yeah. When Clarissa made up that lie and the fictitious lies and did all that, I was like, girl, you got to get in line. They been doing that with me on the internet. They been pulling those junkie stunts. And they be trying to wonder why she don't stop going live. Why she don't stop talking. Why she on this. Why she on that. Oh, that's a puzzle. Oh, let me do the puzzle. Why we can't stop her? Because it's fun telling the truth. And it's fun exposing things that need to be exposed about people's characteristics. It's fun to me. Top tier conversations over here with One Geisha 305. We all the way live, all the way lit. Because Papoose went into his stories on Instagram and said, if you wasn't raising your hand in school, don't be on the internet raising your hand. If you ain't answer questions in school, don't be over here trying to do that. Listen, because I uploaded a video with me in a classroom with a stick pointing at the chalkboard, defining what his name means, and he's tight. I don't know who's the most bothered, Papoose or Clarissa. I don't know who's the most bothered. The most play unbothered people be the real bothered people that be real sensitive. Clarissa is very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. She play like she be unbothered, but she is very, very sensitive. Both of them are sensitive. That's why they be trying to respond to everything. Papoose try to respond subliminally, and Clarissa try to do subliminals, but she always give the dead giveaway that she's talking about a certain person in specific. She always let us see that she's talking about somebody in specific. Because she doesn't have that skill to subliminally talk. Like when she went live and she said, girl, you've been going live for 12 years and only got 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Pump your brakes, little mama. I had 40,000. And my page was deleted 2024. Because a bunch of y'all teamed up and started attacking that page. But the 4,000, okay, since I know you watching me and my 4,000 followers, now I got to get these numbers up. And guess what? Everybody over here on TikTok went over there to YouTube and got them numbers up. It's up to 10,100 people now. Yeah. All because of Clarissa. All because Clarissa decided to put her mouth on my backup page that had 4,000 subscribers. She got it to the 10s right now. All because of her. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, and that's just what it is. And then she had to been watching me for a long time to say I was on YouTube for 12 years. Really 20. But for her to say I was on YouTube for 12 years, let me know. You've been watching me and you've been a fan. You've been a fan. Because you just said on your live that you dislike me and Tasha K. You said you HATE us. And you said you've been watching us for a couple of months. But when I watched that subliminal live you did, and you say you've been doing this for 12 years and you only got 4,000, that lets me know you've been watching me longer than you led on. You've been watching me. Then when you said, oh, you and Tasha K, all y'all do is use y'all career to tear down other black women. Y'all are a cancer of the culture. That let me know you watched me for a long time. Because you said that's all y'all do in y'all career. That's all y'all ever did in y'all career. These are your words, not mine. That's what lets me know that you've been watching me longer than what you put on. You went from Lakeisha Dean to the black girl. She don't know about boxing. Don't listen to her. Yes, I do. I know that you have 18 wins and 3 knockouts. And those are possibles. And most of your fights are unanimous decisions. And most of your fights were in Flint and Detroit, out of Michigan. And the other fights that you had on the outskirts were one time in California, New York, Atlanta, all these various places. Yeah. And this is the truth. And most of those judges and the committees that you done built a relationship with, so we don't know whether or not some of these wins are actual and factual and deserving. We know you got a belt from Hannah Gabriel that you never fought her in 2023 for. June 2023, you would set up to fight her, and then you alleged that she was a DRUG cheat. You said she was a DRUG cheat. The same way you told people to say that about me. You said that about her. And they didn't give her the opportunity to get in that ring and challenge you with a rematch because Vada didn't give the pass that she passed that test. And they just brought it to light in January 2026. The WBA and the WBO announced that Hannah should have been cleared way in 2023 and that y'all was supposed to fight. So you fought this other girl and won Hannah belt without competing against Hannah Gabriel. You won that fight without competing with her. How do you get Hannah Gabriel belt and you didn't fight her in the rematch? How do you get Hannah Gabriel belt by fighting somebody that was not Hannah? So that means a win under your belt for sure is fake. You can't take somebody's belt and you didn't get in the ring in the rematch and fought them. That means you're around here walking around with one extra belt that we know for sure you did not earn. You walk around here with one belt that you for sure did not earn. And that's Hannah Gabriel belt in June of 2023 for that rematch that never took place. How you get the belt, Clarissa, without fighting her? How do you get the belt? They don't give you a belt when you don't pass the thing. You just don't fight. They just pull the fight back. But how did you get her belt? We'll wait on it. How did you get Hannah belt? You didn't fight her in the rematch. How did you get that belt? It's a lot of mishandling and misuse of the boxing arena for ulterior motives that need to be investigated. I promise you. Women boxing need to be investigated. Down to the points, down to the slander of people that are being alleged DRUG cheats, the rigged up fights, all that need to be investigated. The whole WBA, WBO, the history of women and their records need to be investigated. I ain't lying. I can't make that up. That stuff need to be investigated. It really does. It needs to be investigated. For sure. For sure. Absolutely and positively. And I guarantee you, when they investigate, they're going to find a lot of things. They're going to find a lot of things. And they need to pull back everything that was not earned. If it wasn't earned honestly, they need to pull it back. I guarantee you a couple of scores going to drop. A couple of scores are going to decline because it's some rigged up stuff going on. It's a lot of rigged up stuff going on. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. They need to do their homework and see what's going on. Yeah, but yeah, he wrote that in his stories because of that video I did describing his name, saying names have definition, names have meaning, and I don't think it when a person get their name is by mistake or coincidence. I believe people get their name because that name was designed perfectly for that individual. I believe that name was perfectly designed for that individual. That's what I think. I don't think it's by mistake or coincidence. I just need Papoose to stop being a wave rider, getting with these successful women, trying to resuscitate a career that he would never have at the age of 48, going on 49. Like, you're not going to get that. You need to be trying to manage people like you tried to do with Khadijah, Win Records' daughter. You need to just promote. Because every time I turn around, you promoting this girl, but you're trying to feature on all her music. That's almost like Suge Knight when he said about P. Diddy. If you want to come to Death Row and you tired of your management all in the music videos, all on stage, all in the mix, that's the same thing Papoose do to Khadijah. You done got around this girl thinking you managing her and got her thinking you managing her, and you jumping on every track she do. Every time she do a song, you inserting yourself, and nobody don't want to hear them old ass, tired ass, metaphor ass raps. Nobody don't want to hear that. If you trying to make this girl shine bright, let this girl shine bright by her own right. She's already an international star from Africa. So she got the genre fans over here in the United States, and she got the genre fans in Africa. And you keep jumping your happy-go-lucky, receding hairline, ashy head ass on this girl track. Nobody don't want to see your dusty head ass on that girl music. If you couldn't get a club banger when you in your prime and on your own, how do you think you're going to get this girl a club banger? You don't make club bangers. You make music to make people think and listen to your wordplay. You don't make music that can bop in the club to make everybody get crunk. You don't. You never have and you never will. Unless somebody that is a crunk writer write for you and you get some energy to deliver it, but you so keen on writing your own music, I don't even think you'll do that. And that's why your situation is sleepy. Every time you rap, I want to go to sleep. It sounds like a bedtime story. It really does just sound like a bedtime story. Every time you spit a bar. Every time you break down some lyrics and you got this to say, you trying to use metaphors, you trying to make people think strategically. And people don't want to think. We in the era of simple. We're in the era of simple. Everything is simple. Everything is... That's why AI is created. Everybody is taking a shortcut. These people these film producers that do production and editing on these films, they no longer taking the longer route to make these movies. They're using AI. They using AI. They done step their game up. Nobody is trying to make anything difficult anymore. We're not in a difficult era. So nobody don't want to hear them metaphors unless it's a bop and it's a club banger. If you trying to overwhelm with us because you know how to wordplay to overwhelm people, but people ain't interested in that. People just want something simple. They want a catchy hook. They want a catchy beat. And they want you to say something to make them say, ah. They don't want to be like, damn. Oh, he was on point with that. Oh, that was, oh, okay. Oh, I see what he was doing there. Bitch don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. TikTok is a dancing app. They want to either repeat what you're saying, make little videos doing it, or they want to make a dance move. A viral dance move. That's why your music ain't rock at all, because you so busy trying to hold it down for New York. And we got other New Yorkers that done got hip to knowing what people want. Instead of trying to live for your ancestors, that the pioneers of hip-hop, and trying to rap the way they used to rap back then, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, pronouncing their R. If you think of the now and try to make something trending and catchy, you probably can get out of that element of always trying to make people say, ooh, that was sharp what he said. Nobody cares. People just want to dance and have fun. And simple is where it's at. And that's just what it is. You think you're going to hit it big by taking these women money, going to that casino, gambling these women money up, thinking you're going to hit big and invest in your career. That's what you got hopes in. Invest in your career. You don't already invest in your career. You don't had big top names on your song and still ain't go nowhere. How do you collaborate with popular rappers on songs and still don't go nowhere? I have never seen somebody that featured with a popular rapper that have made it on the top 100 billboards and still can't pull a rabbit out of the hat. That should tell you something. You ain't got the juice, Papoose. You ain't got the juice. You ain't got the juice, my boy. You ain't got the juice. You ain't got the juice. You ain't got the juice, Papoose. And we just got to keep it real. He ain't got it. Then you tell me something, oh, 50 Cent, he be HATE on me. He be, listen, why would 50 hate on you? Why? The caliber of man 50 is compared to you. I can count on this hand the things we know Papoose for. Remy Ma, Clarissa, allegedly exec at TuneCore, allegedly exec at Win Records. Right? 50 Cent, building his own Hollywood in Shreveport, Louisiana. Giving jobs to the culture as far as acting and production and casting. Sold his first album and made millions off of the album alone. Leaving his city, New York, going to California, signing with the Aftermath with Eminem and Dr. Dre and becoming successful. Creating his own films, movies, TV series, Power Book, several of them, for life. Acting in movies. Sold Vitamin Water for $4.2 billion. Sold half a G Unit, but still owns G Unit, but sold partial percentage of it. What else? Damn. He just got so much shit going on, I can't even keep count. Like, there's no comparison. Papoose, you can't compete where you don't compare. You just jealous because you knew 50 probably had a little crush on Remy, and you peeped that, and you was jealous of that. And you probably was jealous that 50 would never befriend a nigga like you because you don't have nothing going on. 50 don't really like hanging with people that didn't grow up with him and don't have motion. It's either you don't have nothing, you grew up with him, you still cool with him. You ain't got no motion, he ain't dealing with you. Your only motion is to get with women and wave ride off of their success, Papoose. That's your only motion. Connecting with popular women that are their own brand and attaching yourself to them like a Band-Aid. I am stuck on Band-Aid because Band-Aid stuck on me. That's basically how your relationships go. Because you have the gift of gabs. You are a Band-Aid in your relationships. Anytime they do a video of you and Clarissa, they need to play that song. Because Clarissa is stuck on you. And you stuck on her. It's like a Band-Aid interaction. And the commercial song theme said, the theme song says, I am stuck on Band-Aid because Band-Aid stuck on me. That's you and Clarence situation. Why y'all stuck on each other is for different reasons. But you and Clarissa are the Band-Aid brand. The Band-Aid brand. And that's just what it is. Too much has been invested in them though. I ain't gonna lie. The reason why people talk about y'all because y'all help our numbers and y'all help revenue come in for us. That's the reason why we talk about y'all. Everybody talks about you guys because the algorithm pays good. And it's a guarantee y'all gonna do something out the way that's gonna get our numbers up. Whether we talk about you in a good light or a bad light, we're gonna always do numbers on this platform because Clarissa is the most talked about entity online. And that's why people talk about y'all. It's great revenue. It pays well. It pays well talking about y'all. And we just gotta keep it real. That's why people talk about you. Because they notice that check is looking nice. The check look nice. Talking about you. The checks be looking nice. That's why we talk about you.